It's multiplication that connects them, right? 1/3 times S squared times H. So if I want to get the H by itself, I've got to do the opposite of that, which is division. So you can look at this as a one-step process and say you're going to divide both sides by 1/3 S squared. So you've got the H by itself. Because this goes into itself one time, these go into themselves one time, and 1 times H is H. Now over here, you're going to have the 1/3 and S squared on the bottom. But we don't usually leave a fraction within a fraction. You agree? So, if you can't see that when you got a fraction down here like this, and it's all multiplication, and that's the key, it has to all be multiplication, that to simplify it, to get rid of this fraction, you multiply top and bottom by something equal to 1. What's the denominator? 3. So if I multiply top and bottom by something equal to 1, have I changed the value?
No.
No, the value's still the same, isn't it? And what was my purpose in doing that? So this reduces to what? 1, and 1 times S squared is S squared. And now the 3 is at the top. Any question about that? Now you have a question about 45? All right, 45. Sarah, who's the sister to Rick and Tom, and we talked about Rick and Tom investing money last week. In the previous problem, she also inherited $10,000. But she invests her inheritance in a global technology mutual fund. Too bad mutual funds aren't doing that well right now. At the end of 1 year, her investment is worth $12,800. What has her effective annual rate of return been? Now remember, I gave you a formula that relates for you interest, principal, rate, and time. Do you remember that? We said the interest earned is equal to principal, that's the amount you're investing, times the rate, times the time. Now, the time is 1 year. The rate we don't know. Do we know the principal? That's how much you've invested. That's $10,000. That's what we got right now. Do we know the interest that she's earning? Well, if her total amount of money at the end of the year is $12,800, and of that $12,800, her original investment was $10,000. How much did she earn? $2,800. $2,800. She started off with $10,000. At the end of the year, she had $12,800. So her $10,000 worked for her and earned her $2,800.
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to solve that for her?
In a year? It's good.
She did pretty good, didn't she?
Yeah.
You divide both sides by 10,000.
Oh, look at you. Got a phone call. Oh, that's good.
Okay, this is going to give you 1R, and this is going to give you what?
0.28.
0.28?
Yep.
Okay, but that's a decimal number, and our rate is usually given in percentages. So multiply that by 100, and what was her rate of return?
28%.
Was it 0.28 when we divide that?
I think it should be 2.8.
No, it's 0.28.
No, it's 0.28.
Yep.
This and this, and then you got 28 over 100, which is 0.28. Okay? So, multiply this by 100, and you've got 28%. I don't wish you was living, but you did all right.
Yep.
Okay? What does most things give you now? 2%, 3%, 5%.
Pretty good.
Take 5 so you can get it.
Okay. All right? Any others? Now remember, this is simple interest you're
Let me
earning.
go ahead and turn these in.
Compound interest, it should be a little bit higher. This figure right here. 47. Okay, Will and Matt are brothers. Will is 6 feet 4 inches tall. Matt's 6 feet 7 inches tall.
Man, Mexican.
How tall is Will as a percentage of Matt's height? Okay, first thing you got to do, you're given two measurements, feet and inches. You either have to change all of that to feet or all that to inches to begin with. So which way were you looking?
Inches.
Inches? 6 feet, how many inches? 6 times 12. That's what? 72 plus 4 more inches, 76. So in inches, Will's height is 72 inches.
76.
Oh, excuse me, 76, you're right. Okay, what about Matt's in inches?
79.
79. Now, how tall is Will as a percentage of Matt? Which one you put on top?
You divide them each by each other to get each one.
You put Will on top of Matt's, divide that, and then change it to a percent. Tell me what you got.
$96.2.
96.2%. Did everybody get that? You get .962. That's what you get when you divide it. And then you multiply by 100 to make it a percentage, and it becomes 96.2%. Now, Matt's as a percentage of Will's, he's a lot taller in inches, so that should be over 100, right? When you divide that one, you get 1 point what? 0.3 what?
39.
0.39. Multiply that by 100 and you get 103.9%.
If we have questions like this, because I just did 96% and 104%, is that still?
Unless I tell you to take it to a certain number of decimal places. Okay. Any others? We'll do one more problem on this page. If you need to. If you don't, we're moving on.
Man, I should have done that.
All right. I told you that tonight we would get into solving equations, quadratic equations, specifically quadratic
I
equations.
thought that was 50/30.
So you need to know what a quadratic equation is.